petitioned up last year for MSJ and played as an 8th grader. And that'll be to the backstop, and they've got a chance at third base. He'll be safe. They're going to toss it around and back it up, and you know, they might have been able to score on that, but they'll hold the runner, Goyette, at third base. So some of the play early in the season is a little rough. And right now we're seeing some of that ragtagging. Seeing Patch had a pass ball on that pitch, and then the error taking place down at the corner. Well, actually no error because he didn't advance on the ball. So runner at third, nobody down, and that's going to be a little chin music high and inside from Sanborn. So Mill River, if you haven't figured it out yet, they're in the red uniforms. They're at the plate. We're scheduled for 7. It has sprinkled throughout the warm-ups. I opted to take this game today over the Mill River girls softball because I will cover most of the softball games for Mill River, but I don't get a lot of chances to do the baseball team. Logistically, it's hard to shoot down at the baseball field at Mill River, so this was a good chance for me to get both teams, MSJ and Mill River, on. As I had to put my glasses on to see the book. That's going to be different this year for me. And the runner is off, and he will take second. They'll concede the base. They didn't want to get the ball running around, so Wood will take second base on a stolen base. Joey Beeland at the plate with a chance to give his team the lead. And he will also be the pitcher when Mill River gets up there defensively in the bottom of the first. Sanborn trying to work out a little bit of a pickle here. That will get the run in. That's going to be Garbatelli going for the shore out at first, and they won't get it. I'm looking. As the throw pulled Stratton off the bag, and runners will be at the corners with nobody down. And that will bring up the cleanup batter, Ryan Hammond. Hammond's also going to be the catcher out there for Mill River. Sanborn's thrown a couple outs, but his infield making some mistakes, some errors. And there's the move to first, and Beeland back safe, and the runner stayed at third. So with nobody down, a 1-0 score in the top of the first. And Ryan Hammond looking to extend that lead. And the runner will go off on the pitch, and again, they'll just concede the base. I'm not sure what the mercy rule is this year. I know it changes from time to time. Sometimes it's 15 runs after the team is behind, gets 5 innings of bats. Sometimes it's 10 runs. Oh, that's a good hit. That's a good hit through the hole. And they'll score both runs as Beeland coming in now. He'll slow it down and tag it up. And that's going to be a single that drive in 2 runs. Oh, that's really, I'm just kind of laughing at myself. I have these magnifying glasses I have to wear, and first time I've ever to do it where it affects me trying to see the book. In basketball, I write the roster down in huge letters, so I don't need the glasses. I can't look through the camera lens with the glasses. James McDonald up the first baseman for Mill River with a 3-0 score. And that runner's off and gone, and again, this obviously is going to be an area MSJ's got to work on this season. You just can't let people run on base at will without trying to make the play. And that's a courtesy runner in there for Hammond. That's Bletz, Zach Bletz, number 12 out there running the bases. That's pitch jammed. Sanborn will look the runner back to second, take a couple pumps, and Stratton a little antsy over there at first base. Not really got the footwork down, but he'll get the out. That will be the first out of the inning. Ground out from the pitcher to first base. Josh Bankert up. He is the third baseman for Mill River. And they still have Bletz at second, 1 down now. And a very good pitch. I was waiting. The umpire took a little time there to call that, but that was a good pitch for a strike. On deck will be Zach Fuller. Mill River, a very young team, but a team with a lot of athletes on it. And that's a good pitch right there, strike 2. I don't know if Sanborn throws that almost looked like a slider action. I'm going to say it probably was his breaking ball, but had some nice down and away movement to the right-handed batter. So Sanborn from the stretch, looking for the second out. And man, that ball sailed on him, and oh, they're going to throw it around. There's the backup by Bizon. Yeah, they got a lot of kinks here to work out. That's very apparent to me. Talking about MSJ. So now the runner at third, so it's still one out. 2 strikes on the batter, and that'll be just a tad high. Of course, I know the numbers are low at MSJ. They have to assemble teams with what they got. But you can see right now, this could be a very learning process through the year. That'll be a ball. So after being up in the count, 2 strikes, Sanborn's come back, and it's a full count now, I do believe. They're not using the scoreboard this year. I don't know if they don't have a volunteer to run it. And he'll lose them, and that'll be a walk, and that'll send the runners to first and third. And I don't expect it to take very long before they send the runner from first to second on the steal. Zach Fuller up now. He's going to be the center fielder for Mill River. And so Fuller waiting on the pitch from the lefty. And a good pitch, and they are going to cut the throw off. And Bizon came in to cut the throw off from going through. Now hold the runner at third base. So second and third now for Fuller with Maneri, Josh Maneri on deck. And Mill River is going to use the DH today. He'll be Leo Audi in there on the DH spot. He'll bat number 9 in the order. Yeah, and I'm not sure. Ian Patch is the catcher. I'm not sure how much experience he has at that catching position. But right now, it just hasn't got the correct procedures down or protocol down for any of the blocking of the ball or moving to the pitches. Or that could be the second out. Oh, it's going to be a base hit, and that should score a couple runs, and that is going to roll through. And 2 more runs will come in for Mill River, and that'll be an RBI single for Fuller. So he'll end up at first base. He drove in Hammond, well, the pinch runner Blatz, and then Banker, or the courtesy runner, I should say. Now Josh Maneri up, as this is the 8th batter to come to the plate for Mill River here in the top of the first. And again, it's scheduled for 7, but I got my doubts. We'll make it that far. Sanborn with the move to first, and the runner, Fuller, sliding back safely. He's got good speed anyways. Mr. Fuller, of course, saw him during the soccer season this past year for Mill River and the basketball season. After a long look to first, Sanborn will come home, and that will be another stolen base as they wait on the ball to land. We picked up by Garbatelli, and Fuller will end up at second base. Pitch call to strike to Josh Maneri. Like I said, in all honesty, Sanborn has not pitched bad here at all. He has thrown a couple ground balls that should have been outs but were misplayed, and that has helped extend this inning as it goes to a 5-0 score right now, and that pitch was a tad bit high. Actually, I don't think I've set the MSJ defense up for you. I should do that, shouldn't I? As we're getting into the game. I already mentioned Gary McDonald's the head coach at Mill River, and Ken Webb is his assistant coach. And I believe Coach McDonald told me he had Ken Webb as a player at Pulteney. So a lot of small circles there coming together later in life. That pitch sailed outside for a ball. Sanborn to the plate. And again, it'll sail outside. Defensively, Joe Stratton is at first base. Tom Garbatelli is at second. John Bizon is the shortstop for MSJ. Matt Messier, the third baseman. Ian Patch is the catcher. I'll wait till after this pitch to set the outfield for you. And that's going to be to Bizon. He'll pick it up, make the throw, and got the second out. And that'll keep Fuller at third base. Tell you, Stratton's going to be an adventure over at Oh, I can't remember who fielded the ball. Bizon, 6-3 ground out at first base. I'm not sure how much experience he has at first base, but 2 outs now, 5-0 first inning. Mill River with the number 9 batter, Leo Adi, up to DH. He's hitting for Kyle Mesha. And I've been late on a lot of these ground balls, but just I've got to get in baseball mode. I've shot hundreds of basketball games this year, and this baseball moves a lot faster to point A to point B, and I got to get on it, and I apologize for that. Sanborn with the look in, and it's going to be a slow roller to Bizon. He will bobble the ball and eat it. And that'll allow the run to come in, prolong the inning, and Fuller will score the 6th run here. And we'll go back to the top of the order with Alex Goyette. Goyette reached on an error and eventually scored the top half of this inning. I'm not in defense of Bizon, and I'm not making excuses for him. When I walk the infield, the runner will be down to second base. The infield, and I'm very surprised by it, doesn't feel like it was rolled at all, is got a lot of hippity hops in it, a lot of rough spots in it. No, I'm not saying that's what bothered Bizon on that play, but so Mill River in control here in the top half of the first. And that'll be off from the glove of Ian Patch. Now allow the runner to go down to third base, as that's Leo Adi down there to third. Well, I don't want to say it's what I expected, but I'm not surprised at the way the game's going. And Sanborn, again, can't get really frustrated with his performance. He's put the ball on the play. There's been unofficially 3 errors in this inning with a borderline 4th error. Or he could have been out of this inning 1-0 or still scoreless. And he'll drop that in for strike 3, and now the run will score. I'm sorry, that's strike 2. And on the misplayed ball by the catcher, the run will score. That'll be 7 runs now for Mill River here in the first. And the bases are clear. So the top of the order, Goyette, looking to. There is no 10 batter rule. I mean, this is you play baseball, so he's looking to get this inning started all over again. As he's the 10th batter to come to the plate. That was a good high heater. Pass ball elevated by Sanborn, got up by Goyette. So 2 strikes in the count. Looking for that 3rd strike. That's going to be deep in the hole and through for a base hit. And they're going to hustle the ball back in, but that'll be a base hit for Goyette. So he's reached twice here in this inning. And now Tyler Wood up. He walked and scored in this inning as it goes to 7-0. Mill River with the lead. They're at the plate. MSJ out in the field. Well, we're in the gray and green uniforms with the off-white. And yet, they're going to have to work with Mr. Patch on his throwing motion. Yeah, and I'm not saying this is the case, but overall, as far as you look at high school, not a lot of coaches really work a lot with catchers other than token time. And it's just a really underdeveloped position most of the time. Now, I'm not saying that with every team. Mr. Hammond, a very good catcher on the Mill River side. Very experienced catcher. So that ball will be fouled down into the first baseline. Sanborn waits for the ball and get it back. And he's got the 2 outs, but he's looking at his 11th batter of the inning, number 11, Tyler Wood. And yeah, if you follow high school football, you know Tyler Wood's the quarterback for Mill River. And that will be fouled back. He had a pitch he liked. Trying to drive it to right field. He was trying to take the pitch to the out. It was an outside corner pitch. He was trying to take it that way and fouled it off. So This has been a very long inning. Haven't done a pitch count, but I'm sure Sanborn's got to be around 35, 40 pitches. That'll be high for a ball. I do not know who else will pitch for MSJ this year. They have 10 on the roster, 10 players. Obviously got 9 in the field. Tom Briere is the sub today for MSJ, and that will be handcuffed him inside and would able to fight it off and just a little blurt foul ball down the third baseline. So again, Sanborn looking for that elusive third out. He's got 2 strikes on Wood. Joe Beeland is on deck for Mill River. Again, a pretty healthy lead by Goyette down there at second base. And Sanborn will get his first strikeout, which will also be the third out of the inning, but Mill River able to get 7 runs in the top of the first. Joey Beeland on the mound. He'll be looking at MSJ's top 3 here. Tom Garbitelli will be the leadoff batter. Matt Messier is going to bat number 2, and Matt Sanborn will be batting number 3 for MSJ. Again, they don't have to get 7 runs right here, but they do need to have a pretty decent first inning, get a couple base runners, maybe score a run. Just kind of get their feet wet here and get in the ball game. They fell behind early in the contest from the bottom of the first. And Beeland, very good pitcher. He's got good control, quite a repertoire of pitches, quite a menu of pitches. Hammond is the catcher. Ryan Hammond will be the catcher. That's the battery, Beeland and Hammond. James McDonald's at first base. Josh Maneri is the second baseman. That'll miss inside for ball 2. Alex Goyette will be the shortstop for Mill River. Josh Bankert is at third base. And I'll wait till Beeland's pitch here as he's down 2 balls, no strikes. There's strike 1. The outfield has in left field Tyler Wood. Zach Fuller's your center fielder, and Kyle Mesha is the right fielder for Mill River. That's the defensive alignment. I already told you the first 3 batters for MSJ. As the count even is up now at 2 balls, 2 strikes to Tom Garbitelli. Mounties committing a bunch of errors in that first inning. Going to be playing, looking at uphill. Oh, that curveball got him, and that was a big old lazy curveball. Threw it with a 2-2 count, and Garbitelli will go down on strikes. Now the third baseman, Matt Messier, up. There's MSJ on their home field there at St. Peter's Field. There's a strike on the breaking ball. It's also home to American Legion Post 31 baseball action, which, if the camera equipment stays together, you will be watching that on Munger Vision this summer. Good rip at the ball right there by Messier, and it'll be fouled straight back for strike 2. So we've seen the first pitch breaking ball and then the high fastball from Beeland. Like I said, good head on his shoulders. He thinks like a pitcher. I mean, he's not only got the tools, but he is. There's athletes, there's baseball players, and there's pitchers. He's a pitcher. And boy, that will snap off and just miss, hitting Messier. Hammond will go back and retrieve the ball. Also a good time to remind you that coming up May 2nd, which isn't that far away, the Loyalty Day Parade will take place downtown Rutland. 2 o'clock start time. That's Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock on May 2nd. Oh, good pitch. Oh, my goodness. Well, first of all, I don't know how it wasn't a strike. Second of all, I don't know how you can take that pitch with 2 strikes on you, but you got real lucky. And that'll be a good defensive swing with 2 strikes as you'll foul that one off. Okay, Mill River, a young squad, but not a lot of numbers either on their side. They have just a couple subs on their team right now. So I think they have about 11 or 12 players on their roster as they throw the ball around on the infield. And Beeland finally will get it under control. She'll go into the windup, and that'll be popped back onto River Street, out of play. Nope, it didn't make River Street hit the screen, the mesh, and we'll just begin another good job with 2 strikes on him by Messier. Staying alive out there, Matt is. Speaking of Matt Sanborn's on deck for MSJ as we're at the plate in the top of the first, or actually in the bottom of the first. Oh, and he again just tickling the corners and not getting the calls, and that will just barely miss. Again, he had the batter fooled with 2 strike count throwing that breaking ball. It's not a changeup, that's for sure. It's definitely a breaking ball. And that's the 3rd time in this sequence of pitches that MSJ has been able to foul off a potential strike 3 pitch. So no matter what happens to MSJ in this at-bat, this has been a very good at-bat by Matt MSJ. As he get the ball back to Beelan, and the lefty all set now. Actually, he's right-handed. Oh, it's awful getting old, I gotta tell you. Some people age so gracefully, and some people age with such dignity. I can see right now I'm not going to be either one of those people. So again, another foul ball by Messier. And I'll tell you what, he lived on the edge that whole count. Beelan a little upset he didn't get the strikeout on several pitches that were so close, but he will end up walking Messier, so that'll become the first MSJ base runner. Matt Sanborn up with a, see what MSJ, oh, I missed the throwback. And he's going to go with it. Yeah, McDonald scrambling after the ball, and Messier is going to be there. So good hustle by Matt Messier. The ball didn't seem to appear to get that far away from the first baseman, but Messier will end up at second base. So Sanborn at the plate, and the cleanup batter, Johnny Bizon on deck. That's going to be off from the glove of Hammond, but the runner doesn't try to advance to third base. Yeah, it was raining when I got here, but the sky's starting to break up a little bit. And again, I will be down at Mill River doing the softball games. I just saw this on the schedule. It's a rare opportunity to get the Mill River boys baseball team some TV time. Because, A, logistically, this is a field that I can shoot from baseball. And it was raining. I took the weather conditions into account. You know, I go to weather.com, look at the weather. And I'm out in the open at the softball games down at Mill River, and I really can't, camera's bad enough shape as it is, I really can't afford to let it get wet and zap it out. So I have, you know, I'm undercover here at St. Peter's Field for the baseball games. And they're going to call a balk, and that will allow Messier to go to third base. So Beelan was upset about the walk, and he's not too happy about the balk called. So Sanborn had the chance to get MSJ's first run driven in here for the year 2010. Beelan will pitch from the stretch, and that'll be high. I didn't know. Sometimes pitchers are more comfortable from the full windup when they have a runner at third base with nobody else on base. Sometimes they'll just say, the heck with it, and go back to the full windup, but he didn't do that. He stayed in the stretch. That's going to get the job done. That's going to land in the gap, and going to be kicked around out there as Mayship will pick the ball up, and the runner will hold at first base. So there is a solid base hit and an RBI by Matt Sanborn. So that error that allowed Messier to go to second base, and then the balk that got him over to third base comes back to bite him in the butt as it'll become a 7-1 game. Now Johnny Bizon up at the plate, the shortstop for MSJ. And Sanborn with decent speed. Let's see what they want to do as far as, I really feel MSJ's got to be aggressive on the bases this year. They were very tentative last year. But you can see they're going to struggle basically in every phase of the game. But they're going to give up unearned runs. I mean, what the heck, roll the dice. You got to score a lot of runs if you're going to give up a lot of runs. I see Beelan looking in. Not really sure why that, right there what that pitch is doing on him. It's backing up around the plate. It's not cutting the corner until after. Doesn't matter where that catcher catches the ball. But he's just got to move that pitch in a tad bit. That's a good pitch as he'll jam the batter, and that's a live ball. Beelan with one play will make it to first base and get the out. Sanborn does get over to second base, obviously, so he's able to move up on that. So 2 outs for Joe Stratton, the first baseman for MSJ. He's getting up there. The Mounties did have picked up a run here in the first inning. Unfortunately, they gave up 7, so it's 7-1 right now. Mill River, the Minutemen out there in the red uniforms. And tell you what, Beeland really featuring that breaking ball a lot here. I like to use, I mean, we'll see how it unfolds, but he's going to be down 2-0 in the count. I mean, that's back-to-back breaking balls. As a catcher, I never really liked that, unless you had different speed breaking balls, but we've seen two of the same lollipop type of curveballs. Nice stop. And then he tried to come back with the fastball and finds himself down 3 balls, no strikes. Not that I amount to a hill of beans, but especially against, I don't know how I can say this politically correct, a weaker team like MSJ. Starting off with the fastball, get up in the count, throw a pitch that you can control over there, you know, for a strike. And that will be the second walk issued here this inning by Beeland. I just didn't like the sequence of pitching calls right there. Again, who the heck am I, right? Now Adam de Blasio up, and he is the center fielder for MSJ. He'll step in there from the left side. So the Mounties with 1 run in, trying to do some damage with 2 down here. Now Beeland with a long look in, didn't settle in on the mound, and he'll step off. Runners really didn't have that big lead. They'll all stay in place. I'll tell you too, if you're the opposing coach, if you're the MSJ coach, and you're watching all these breaking balls happen, well, what a great pitch to send your runners on to steal bases. I mean, you're stealing 3 or 4 steps on that breaking ball. If he's going to throw that breaking ball, take advantage of it on the base pass. That pitch right there obviously was a fastball called a strike. Back-to-back fastballs, and he'll be up in the count now. Ian Patch on deck, if de Blasio can extend the inning. So with 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 down, Beeland will step off and prolong the drama here in the bottom of the first. Watching Munger Vision on PEGTV Channel 15 Sports. You go to PEGTV.com, click Video on Demand. Watch Munger Vision Sports anywhere, and he'll blow the fastball by de Blasio. But the Mounties cut that deficit down to 6. 7-1 Mill River at the end of 1 inning of play on Munger Vision. Now, Sanborn faced 11 batters in that first inning. He's going to be looking at Joey Beeland, Ryan Hammond, and James McDonald. That's the 3 due up here for Mill River. Sanborn didn't really pitch bad, seriously. You know, like I said, I'm unofficial. I would have given him 4 errors, fielding-wise. MSJ and a ton of pass balls. I know it's early season and everybody's trying their hardest, but it's just a glaring I mean, it's got to be tough as the pitcher. And I know Patch is working hard at it, but you've got to receive the pitch. I mean, you don't have to be spectacular, but you got to be able to give your pitcher confidence that you're going to be able to receive the pitch, keep it in play. You don't even have to frame it or dive or just make the catch. There's a ball. So Beeland, let me put my glasses on. See what he did in the first inning. He reached on an error his first time up, I believe. I can't read my writing without my glasses. Oh, like I said, in basketball and soccer, it didn't really affect me. I can't wear I got those cheap dollar magnifying glasses you wear when you get old and you don't want to admit it. So I can read. Anything 8 feet away from me or 9 feet away from me is great, but it's trying to read, you know, like a book or a newspaper or a roster. But like in soccer, I write my own rosters, plus I memorize the players. But I usually use like a 2-inch block letter when I write it. Same thing in basketball. I mean, I memorize the players. That's popped up to the outfield, and will it be caught? Will it be caught? De Blasio will make the grab, and Gilbert will crash into him. And tell you what, De Blasio sticking with it. Will make the grab. I got to tell you, I don't hear anybody talking out there saying, I got it, I got it, I got it. That's definitely the center fielder's ball. That's why they paid De Blasio a lot of money, is to go out there and roam the field like that. Now Ryan Hammond up. There's a ball called. He had a single his first at bat. Oh, but in baseball, you know, I've got the official scorebook and I can't read the little tiny print. So that's the issue. One of the many issues I'm having. Oh, that's a good shot. Gilbert coming in, and did he make the catch? Did he make the catch? Oh my goodness, what a grab. Whoa, that's a highlight type catch right there. So the outfield is solid here this inning for MSJ. Let me make sure I got the right guy even making the catch here. Yeah, it's Bill Gilbert, number 10. So that was a change in strategy. If the ball's hit on the infield, there are a lot of errors, but if you hit the ball to the outfield, they'll make spectacular plays. There's James McDonald up. He grounded out to the pitcher Sanborn, his only time up, as Sanborn looking for an unbelievable 1-2-3 inning here. Let me stay down 7-1. Mill River up in the top of the second. And Matt Sanborn coming off a spectacular basketball season. That'll be fouled off. That's a pitch that sailed inside on that left-handed hitter, and it was a weak swing at it, but he's able to foul it off. Sanborn does have a strikeout back in the first inning. Remember, he ended the inning with a strikeout. And he came up inside again. I mean, the catcher's got to catch those things, man. First of all, the umpire's not going to be a target back there. The umpire has as much trust in the catcher as the pitcher does. I mean, you got to catch a ball like that. There's nothing difficult about that. And you got to learn to slide. Oh, they've been doing a lot of drills like that with him. Right now, he's just reaching the glove out left to right, and if it hits it, it's a good thing. If it doesn't hit it, it's just gone, man. You got to work with your catchers at all age levels, but man, especially now in high school. And that's a drop, strike 3, and here comes the adventure down to first. Gets him, and it's an MSJ 1-2-3. It ain't all over Mill River at that. We go to the bottom of the second, 7-1 Minutemen. Ian patch up, then Bill Gilbert and James Loveland. And Beelan with a first pitch fastball for a strike. And again, I just watch the games. Believe me, that's all I'm doing. But I think Joey just started off with in the count with just way too many breaking balls. Fell behind in the count. Had a couple walks. And then had to, well, he didn't have to, but he threw the fastball down in the count, and a couple of hitters were sitting on him, able to get base hits. 7-1, Mill River with the lead. We're in the bottom of the second, scheduled for 7, and the sun's broken through the sky. During the warm-ups, there's a strike called on the curveball. During the warm-ups, it was raining, sprinkling, so. Now, the weather, of course, plays a huge factor in what I cover for spring sports, because other than MSJ, there's a strikeout looking, and Beelan will get his third strikeout of the ball game. That's the first out of the second inning. Now Bill Gilbert up. He made that spectacular diving catch out there in left field. He bats number 8 in the lineup. But other than MSJ, where I'm undercover for baseball, there's a strike called. I have no cover in any other field I go to, so. On my schedule, I'm looking at Mill River Girls at West Rutland this week. Weather permitting, you'll see that at a later date on Channel 15. Swinging strike right there by Gilbert. I also am looking to go to Green Mountain College for a couple ball games this weekend. And again, I'm looking strike 3. Now, see, he was up in the count when he threw that. Now, the other thing I'm looking at is we're at the number 7, 8, 9 batters in the lineup, as this is James Loveland up now. But the last 2 batters never really took the bats off their shoulders, and you can tell batters weren't confident. After they strike out, they sprint back to the dugout almost in a relief on their face, and that's what I watched those last 2 batters do. They might want to think about at least attempting to drop down some bunts. Just make contact, make that infield move, make the pitch move. Get your batter involved in the game. You know, I haven't seen anybody square yet to bunt on either side. Beelan looking for a 1-2-3 second. And he's thrown, even though he's got a couple strikeouts on the curveball, he is percentage-wise throwing more fastballs this inning. Top of the order on deck for MSJ if they can extend the inning. It's a good job by Hammond. He didn't get the call, but he received the ball well. He tried to slide it back inside and frame it for a strike. Didn't happen, though. Garbatelli on deck for MSJ. And that will be an attempt at the swing on the curveball. It goes to 2-2 in the count now. Beeland with 4 strikeouts, looking for number 5 here to end the second inning. Right down the heart of the plate with the fastball, and that's the inning. We'll go to the third, 7-1 Mill River. Josh Bankert in the top of the third for Mill River. We'll take ball 1 from Matt Sanborn. Bankert walked and scored back in the first. It was that first inning so far that really set the tone here for Mill River. They scored 7 runs on several MSJ errors. That's a little comebacker. Sanborn will pick it up, and he will be safe at first base. Now, see, that's what I'm talking about. Everybody's trying hard. I know that. I understand that. Not criticizing. But MSJ is the type of team, and you can see how rough around the edges they are. You've got to make, I don't want to say the routine play, but the makeable play. It was a makeable play. You've got to make those. They just don't have enough talent not to make those plays. And you missed the throw back, and the ball's loose, and they will keep the runner at first base. Now, you missed all that because I'm looking down at the book. Zach Fuller up. Fuller singled, drove in 2 runs, his first at bat. I got to get down this flipping the glasses up and down here. And then I'd use my different I have 4 of these old, real old cameras. Yeah, and they're not going to throw down a second. You can see the runner coming in with the steal. That's Bankert with the conceded base. But I grabbed, like I have my cameras ranked, like the best of the worst. The next one is good of the worst, average of the worst. I grabbed the wrong camera today, so I really don't have a lot of faith in this because it didn't work at first. That's the shortstop, Bizon. Comes up with it cleanly, and that's going to be an error on Bizon. And they're going to hold the runner at third and in the second base. No, he's going to come home, and he will be safe. Well, you know what? I'm looking because I thought he dropped the ball. So, yeah, now they come out. I think he dropped the ball. I don't know if the coach for MSJ could see that from the dugout. But that's why I call him safe. The umpire started to bring him up and then saw the ball had been dropped. So the 8th run comes in, and unofficially I've got MSJ with 6 errors in the game. Again, to me, that was like a makeable play right there. You should have made that. That ball will sail outside for ball 1 to Josh Maneri, who grounded out to the shortstop. Bizon his first time up. We're in the third, scheduled for 7. I don't believe Mother Nature is going to be an issue. I first started watching a lot of MSJ baseball back when Dave Walker pitched for MSJ. He was a great athlete. And I don't mean this as an knock to Dave, but I remember he didn't look like a 6-pack ab muscular physique. But he played great basketball. Oh my God, the guy had all these creative, innovative moves to shoot. Played inside a lot and wasn't that big a guy, but boy, could he pitch too. Heck of a pitcher. That will be a pass ball. The run will score. It was a walk and safe. The runner, they've lost track of the game, is going to go down to second base. And again, I hear no communications from the field or from the dugout to what's going on around them. So the 9th run will come in. Maneri will end up at second base. There's still nobody out, and Leo Ayup, the DH, he reached on an error and scored back in the first. So after MSJ able to shut down Mill River in the second, and a couple issues here in the third. Oh, but I have, like I started to tell you, West Rutland girls softball. Obviously, I'm going to cover the West Rutland girls again. Mill River girls softball. I'm going to sprinkle in some MSJ baseball. That could be out of play, and it will be out of play. Going after the ball was number 4, James Loveland. But like I said, if the weather is decent this weekend, I'll head over to Green Mountain College. I got a couple double headers, and I'll see how long my battery lasts. I'll try to get some college ball for you from Green Mountain. Now, Darren Carter last year, the head baseball coach, varsity coach at Proctor, called me, I don't know how many months before the start of the season, gave me a physically written on piece of paper schedule, because I'm not a computer guy, I'm not an internet guy, I have all kinds of trouble. First of all, my carburetor doesn't work on my computer, so I have trouble going online. There's a good pitch by Sanborn for a strike. But Darren Carter last year made sure I had calls, makeup dates, practice dates, interview dates. Scaffold's going to be there. I heard a word from him this year. I would go back, easily go back. I enjoyed the whole Proctor baseball thing last year, very much so. But I'll wait and see. If I get a schedule, if they got scaffolding there, I don't know. So maybe I'll be on. I've got West Rutland at Proctor girls softball coming up. That's a walk from Sanborn. So you'll walk Audie. And I'll bring up the top of the order, and Alex Goyette. Goyette's been on base twice. He has reached on an error, and he has singled. As Mill River's got the makings of another big inning here. They've got 2 runs in, 2 hitters. Let's do that again. They have 2 runs in, 2 base runners, and nobody out in the top of the order up. Now, that's a good call. That was a ball. I mean, that's a tough one to take as a batter. It's a good eye right there by Goyette, but that was off the inside corner. Good speed out there on the bases for the Minutemen. That's off the shin guard of the catcher, and that'll be allowing the runners to... Oh, and see, that's the other thing Patch has got to stop doing. Don't compound the problem. The ball went off your shin guard. Okay. You chased it down. Good hustle. The runners are standing on the bases. Don't throw the ball around. Just pick it up, get it back to the pitcher. All you're going to do is compound the problem by throwing that ball around. They're there. Let it be. Oh, man, he got the call on that one. That definitely was around the back door on the inside part off the plate, but he'll steal the call and get the strike. So 9-1, Mill River with the lead. The Minutemen, like I said, they're at the top of the order, nobody down. They could do a lot of damage here this inning. They sent 11 batters to the plate in the first inning. That's when they got their 7 of their runs. But then MSJ able to clamp down, and some nice outfield work by de Blasio and his teammate Gilbert. Oh, that's a shot. De Blasio will make it on one hop as second run coming in, and the ball coming through will be cut out by Sanborn. And he's got him in a pickle. Best thing Sanborn could do yet was run right at him. I knew they weren't going to get him. Sanborn almost thought about running the runner down himself, and he would have been better off to do that. So that was a decent hit by Goyette. He'll drive in a couple runs. And that will make it 11-1 Mill River. Tyler Wood up. Tyler Wood is, well, let me put my glasses on. I'll tell you what he's done. He has walked and he has struck out. So he's 1 for 2. And they're going to have a chat with Matt Sanborn. And again, Sanborn has thrown very well. It's basically been the misplayed balls that have really hurt MSJ. There's been some solid hits, but not enough to really account for an 11-1 difference in the score. And again, don't interpret it as being critical. I know everybody's doing the best they can do, and they're working hard, and everybody's rah team. I got all that. But I'm also watching the game. I mean, come on, give me a break. And there, it will be fouled back into the mesh for strike 1. Pitch a little elevated, and Wood went up there and chased it. Joey Belan on deck for the Minutemen. Oh yeah, but I got West Rutland at Proctor girls softball. Again, weather permitting, I'm going to hustle out there, because I don't get out of my remedial job until 3:30. In time you get across all this traffic, it adds to Messier. He'll knock the ball down. He's got a long throw, and no, it'll be an error. And you can see the hustling down there is Goyette to third base. So runners at the corners. And Joey Beeland up. 4 runs in already for the Mill River here in this inning. Oh, but by the time you get across the city traffic and the 20 stoplights, or probably more than that actually, I'll probably get there just in time. And the runner will die back safely ahead of the throw from Sanborn. But I got a feeling that West Rutland Proctor softball game, that could be one of those doozies, you know, one of those 21-19 games or something. I think. Plus, you know, to be honest with you, you just don't see a lot of Proctor sports on Channel 15. I mean, I went over and did a couple of 5th and 6th grade games this year for Proctor. Basketball. It's just not really set up to do varsity basketball. They've got this. There goes the runner, and he'll be safe for second. Best thing to do is just not throw. There they go. Just bring the ball back to the pitcher. They got this funky setup where they've got an old basket in the middle of over the top of the bleachers in the middle of the court that you can shimmy up there and go out on a piece of plywood and shoot the game. I have no problem with heights. I have no issue with heights. It's more the claustrophobic feeling that once you're there, you can't get down because the crowd is below you, filled up the bleachers. I don't like that feeling. I stopped that time by Pat. She knocks the ball down and locates it, keeps runners at second, third. So I was given an okay to go cover the basketball, but I don't like that setup. I don't mind shooting from the bleachers because then I know if I got a book, I can just move and get around. But I don't like being penned in somewhere where I can't. I got to wait till the game's over to get out of there. I don't like that. Oh, then he went up the ladder, and that's going to be a base hit. They're going to send a second runner in. Wood will be safe, and then pulling in the second base with a double and 2 RBIs will be Joey Beeland. That was a good hit. So again, this turning into another big inning. Is that 6 runs in, 13 overall, 7 in the first, 6 so far here in the third. And Sanborn talking to Bizon as they bring in a courtesy runner for the pitcher for Mill River. And I gotta flip my glasses down. Zach Bletz in there to run number 12 for the Minutemen. And Ryan Hammond up. And that's going to come right back to Sanborn, and they call him out. Yeah, no, they're going to throw to first, which is dangerous, but the umpire made the clear indication that the ball came out when he was bringing the ball out to throw to first base. So I think, let me put my glasses down. That's the first out of the inning. So James McDonald up now. He's 0 for 2. He has grounded out to Sanborn, the pitcher, and he has struck out. So he's looking to get on the positive side here. And he will duck out of the way of that pitch. And the runner stayed down at Bletz. I don't know if he missed a sign or what, but he did not attempt to go to third base on that wild pitch. So in the third, it's 13-1, Mill River over MSJ. And that's, this time the runner Bletz will go down to third base. He'll stay standing. And this is the 9th batter to come to the plate here for Mill River. There's only 1 out. The outfield with just a slight shift to the right field line. And that's hitting the hole at short. Bizon secures the ball, makes the throw, and he'll be safe. It was dropped over at first base by Stratton, and the run comes in to score. It was a good throw by Bizon. Absolutely. So now we'll have Josh Bankert up. Bankert has walked and reached on an error, and he scored twice. Sanborn to the plate. And I'm not picking. Honestly, I'm not picking on Patch. But that ball just sailed right by him. Just as casual as a Sunday walk. He didn't put a glove on it. Right by him to the backstop. I don't know if he's shutting his eyes or what the deal is, but what a wild ride back there. Swing and a miss, and a strike. I tell you, I would not want to be an umpire with him catching. You're going to get peppered. I didn't even catch who the umps were today, and I can't see that far away now. They got their head mask, face mask on and all that. Sanborn with one out here in the third. And that will allow the runner to go down to second base. So let me see here. That is McDonald. He goes down there on that wild pitch. So Bankert stepping in from the right side, trying to find something he can drive. There's the sun belt in full force now. All those clouds that covered up overhead during the warm-ups here. And that looks to be catchable. I don't know if it will be caught, but it's not. No, it was catchable. Gilbert, once you start backpedaling on the crack of the bat, you're in trouble as an outfielder because you should be able to turn and move. As McDonald will score and the runner is going to third base, he will be safe. So that will drive in another run. As McDonald will score, Bankert will end up at third base. And now the 11th batter to come to the plate will be Zach Fuller. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 15 to 1 now. Mill River. Now, like I told you, I'm not sure what the mercy rule is this year because it has changed up and down through the years. But it wouldn't matter if it was a 10-run rule because the team behind has to be given at least 5 at-bats, 5 innings worth of batting. And obviously we're only in a third, so we haven't gotten there yet. Now, from a defensive point of view, if you're standing flat-footed as an outfielder and you start backpedaling immediately, you're in trouble already. Yep. That's going to be to de Blasio, and he'll make the grab. Now, see the difference? He went side saddle back. He had more of a beat on the ball. Nice catch by de Blasio. So de Blasio with a couple good grabs in the ball game. That's the second out. The run does score. So let me see. 9, 10, 11, 12th batter to come to the plate. Josh Maneri. Maneri's grounded out to Bizon at short and has walked and scored a run. That ball knocked down by Patch. Last year, I did the game at Proctor, early season game, West Rutland at Proctor, and I just can't recall the catcher. I mean, I know him, I just can't think of his name. I never saw a catcher use his body to knock the ball down without his glove more than that. There's the out, but a big inning. 9 runs come in unofficially for Mill River. They're up 16 to 1, and I'll double check my math because I did go to Rutland High School, so it could be shaky. But 16 to 1 over MSJ here in the third. Top of the order, Tom Garbatelli up. Getting just his second look here at Beeland. Garbatelli struck out his only at bat back in the first inning. He'll be followed by Messier and then Sanborn due up. And I did double check it. It is 16 to 1. Mill River with a 7-run first and a 9-run third. And I share that 1 run in the first. The Minutemen with a new coach, Gary McDonald. He was the softball coach at Mill River. He was the baseball coach at Polteny. I think he said 29 years. He doesn't seem that old. No, I guess he said 29 years, yeah. Wanted to get back into baseball. His son's on the baseball team. And the opening, coaching vacancy became open, and he applied for it, got it, and got a young team, but got a lot of athletes on the team. I gotta believe that's gonna be a walk. There's Garbatelli on base now. I have to put my glasses down. There we go. I gotta memorize all these little numbers on the book so I know which one's base on balls, which one's singles, doubles. I gotta believe Beeland will be the anchor, the ace of the staff. Got a solid catcher in Hammond. Like I said, they got speed in the outfield. It's hard to gauge the hitting right now just because the defense has been a little porous for MSJ. There's Beeland tying up his cleats. And we'll get going here. We're in the bottom of the third. 16-1, Mill River with the lead over MSJ. Mounties right at the 1, 2, 3, 4 spot in the order. Now Messier walked and scored the only MSJ run. See Beeland go to the stretch, take a glance over his shoulder. And boy, he pulls the string on that curveball. He likes that breaking ball, that's for sure. Now I first met Joey when he played for the Red Thunder, which is kind of like the equivalent of an AAU baseball team. And, oh my God, this is getting old, my mind went blank. Rick Smirski, I believe, was the coach. And that was a heck of a team to watch. They were kind of drawn up in the shadow of what Glenn Carter did with the Rutland County Royals all-star baseball team. But Beeland has aged well. He's got the strikeout. I don't know why they threw down the second. Now, well, I guess on a drop third strike, if I was catching, I would have gone for the shore out at first. But with a 16-1 lead, oh, they did get the out. I thought he came up clapping his hands, Garbitelli. They called him out. Okay. All right. Well, I guess that was the right decision then, huh? I just thought he was there. So runner at first, it's Matt Messier. Matt Sanborn up now. Matt Sanborn's got an RBI single. He drove in Messier. As they're discussing, you'll see there was a runner at first base on a drop third strike. Yeah, and that's why, yeah. And he's out, so it's a double play, because with a runner on base, at first base on a drop third strike, you're just done. So there's 2 outs now for Matt Sanborn. Bases are clear. They struck him out, threw him out. Now if that's a drop third strike and the bases are open, boom, you can go. So Beeland, again, long look inside. See that motion he made? He wants to go back through the signs with Hammond. Now he's gotten away from starting off with that breaking ball since the first inning. And it hit Sanborn, and he got skipping rope there and got hit in the cleat. He will go to first base. That is the first batter hit by a pitch by either side. And I got to tell you, looking back on the game, that's a miracle. I can't believe nobody's been hit by a pitch until now. Johnny Bezon up. He grounded out the pitcher, Beeland, in his only plate appearance. Beeland with 6 strikeouts in the ballgame. He sprinkled in some walks, I think 3 walks. And there's that breaking ball, strike 1. I'm calling it a breaking ball. That right there looked like it could have been a changeup, but I've never seen such a drastic changeup as that. I'm going to stay breaking ball. So I'm sure if I'm wrong, Mr. Beeland will correct me. Comes back with the fastball. Whoops. I found it, and that's the 3rd out. So they will retire the runner on that as Boneri flips it over to Goyette. And that is the inning. 16-1, Mill River with the lead. Coach McDonald was out going over changes with the umpire. Like I said, it's really kind of flat this year. Here at St. Peter's Field, they're not using the PA system. They had no warm-up music. They're not using the scoreboard. It's kind of sad, actually, because it used to be quite the happening place to do a baseball game. So I don't know who the changes are. I'm sure we have some people hitting for the first time that have not hit. This is Meisha up. So what they've done, Adi was the DH, Leo Adi. But now he was hitting for Kyle Meisha. Now they're going to let Meisha swing away. So this is Meisha's first at bat. Here in the 4th, 16-1 Mill River. Sanborn on the mound. I couldn't even venture what a pitch count would be right now. A lot of pitches. He has pitched well. I got to tell you, if you were to turn this on and go 16-1, he must be terrible, struggling. No, he has not. He's not had a ton of walks. He's put the ball in play, and it just hasn't been a solid defensive effort behind him. But he might be reaching his limit, as he's going to come over and talk with the head coach. And he will hand him the ball, and will he hand him the ball back? Because they're still talking. If he's coming out of the ball game, it's a long time. Usually you just get the ball and go. No, they're going to go to Garbatelli. So Garbatelli's going to come in relief of Sanborn here in the fourth. So what it looks to me is they took Stratton and put him at second base. Garbatelli went from second to the pitcher's mound, and then from the pitcher's mound to first base went Sanborn and Mesha. Put a little blooper into play, and base hit for Mesha. You just hit him where they're not, and that's just what he did. So he'll be on first base with nobody down here in the fourth. Well, it's going to be a long season putting my glasses up and down to read here. Like I said, I can't look through the camera lens with my glasses on, because then if I focus the camera to what I see through the glasses, you won't be able to see it. Oh, this is just getting old. So Garbatelli now from the stretch. The runner being held on at first by Sanborn, and I believe there was a balk. Yes. The umpire is showing you the balk. Yeah. Or he's just kind of discoing out there, but that is the second balk of the ball game, the first on MSJ. Beeland from Mill River got called for a balk back in, I believe, that first inning. Actually, I don't believe it. I know it was in the first inning. I was here. Been a long, ugly one today. A lot of early season baseballs like that. Again, I really don't think Sanborn pitched that bad. Swing and a miss, and the ball will get away from the catcher, and Patch will chase it down, and he's told this time from the dugout to hold it. They said they put a lot of H's in the word hold that time, trying to emphasize don't throw the ball. He's standing on third base already. And it worked, because he didn't. He brought the ball back to the pitcher. It was a good job by him. I should tell you that Alex Goyette's at the plate. The leadoff batter, the shortstop for Mill River. He's reached on an error and scored in the first. He singled also in the first, as he got up twice that inning, and he had a RBI that drove in 2 runs in the third, plus he scored. So at the leadoff position, Mr. Goyette's done a very good job. He's a extremely bright young man. Good basketball player. Get to see him during the basketball season. A very well-rounded student athlete he appears to be. Speaking of well-rounded student athletes, on Sports Beat, my talk show, I get to introduce you to Tyler Harrington. He's a graduating senior at St. Joe's College of St. Joe's, actually, CSJ. He sits down and gives me a chat, and very bright young man. Got a bright future in front of him. But he's worth tuning in and listening to. He's on Mondays at 4:30 in the afternoon, Tuesdays at 5:30 in the afternoon, and Thursday nights at 9 p.m. And you can also go to PEGTV.com, click Video on Demand. And don't forget the Loyalty Day Parade's coming up May 2nd, 2 o'clock, downtown Rutland. Sam Garuso is the MC. And that's a shot up the middle, and that's a base hit, and that'll score the runner as de Blasio, getting down on the ball, will bring it in quickly. So Mesha will score the 17th run. That's an RBI single. So Goyette has scored 2 runs, driven in 3. He's had a big offensive day. Like I said, from the leadoff spot, that's pretty good. Tyler Wood up there. Tyler Wood scored a couple runs himself for Mill River. A young club, but I think they're going to be all right. Now, they might not be state title material this year, but they're real solid looking. They're going to be in ball games. They're going to be entertaining. And the future looks good. They got a good coach. I know that. And like I said, I got on my schedule this week, weather permitting, I'm looking at West Rutland at Proctor Girls. I'm looking at Mill River at West Rutland Girls softball. Maybe heading out to Green Mountain College, getting a couple games in. So as long as Mother Nature cooperates, you'll get some local sports on Channel 15. Which means you can always tune in Saturday afternoon at 4 o'clock. Tom Leopold, the famous Tom Leopold, program director at Channel 15, puts the local sports games of the weekend Saturday afternoon at 4 o'clock and just lets them play right through to Sunday morning. So you can get your fill of local sports that way also, besides going to PEGTV.com. Plus you'll play them during the weekdays, days and nights anyways. Garbitelli, very deliberate between pitches. Well, I mean, that's cool. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just on observation watching them. And that will be past patch, and that'll allow the runner to go down to second base. As we are in the fourth, scheduled for 7, 16, 17 to 1. Mill River would lead. They're in the red uniforms. They're out there. Mounties at St. Peter's Field, their home field there in the off-white with the green trim. And that will allow Goyette to go down to third. And so with a couple pitches, that single turns into a triple on those pass balls. Of course, I'm unofficial too. I mean, I don't see that as being a wild pitch. And I'm not sure what Garbitelli is doing. Oh, okay, they're doing bookwork. All right, because they have a change taking place on the courtesy runner. All right, so I missed a lot. So Tyler Wood went down to first base. Must have been on a walk. Because I missed something there because I was kind of daydreaming, to tell you the truth. And it's, you know, to be honest with you, these aren't intense ball games. You can kind of lose your train of thought, even running the camera and talking. So at the plate now is Joey Beeland, or somebody hitting for him, but it's his spot. But yeah, I mean, be honest with you, lackadaisical game, lackadaisical broadcast. Well, that's a good hit. That's a good hit. That's a solid stroke. That'll score 1 run. You can see Wood's going to hold up at second base. Let's see if he turns around and shows me his number. Number 5. So that's what all the paperwork was about. That's Tim Carr. He'll come in, get an RBI single. Let me find my glasses. There we go. Well, I can't make the letters not blurry, and then I can't remember where I put my glasses, and I realize they're on top of my head, so I got them in front of my headset, so I can just flip them down. So Ryan Hammond up now. 2 runs here in the 4th coming across the plate. That's going to be a ball. Hammond has singled and scored in the 1st, lined out to left, and lined out to the pitcher. Actually, flied out to left, lined out to the pitcher. So he's been putting the bat on the ball. That's a good sign. As Garbitelli hits him. And that will load the bases for the first time today. For either side, the bases are loaded. That I find hard to believe that it's the first time. That's the second MSJ, well, it's the second Mill River player hit by a pitch. And James McDonald due up. He's grounded out to the pitcher. He has struck out, and he has reached on an error and scored a run. And Garbitelli getting a little instructional pep talk from the MSJ coach. And they're going to shift toward the right field line, the first base side of the field for this left-handed hitting McDonald. As Garbitelli went back to the stretch, and actually he went back to the windup, excuse me. And then Bob will get past Patch, the catcher, but nobody will advance on it. 2 runs in so far. Bases are juiced. 16, 17, 18 to 1, Mill River. It has not been artwork today on the diamond. And Garbitelli with a look into Patch. Not really letting his arm just free flow. Not letting it just, he's aiming right now, like throwing darts. But yep, spring sports are here, and I've named off several programs I'll be covering. Again, it's all due to the weather. Unless you want to donate for my use, one of those instant shade pop-up one-man assembly little canopy things. I went through 3 of them out of my own pocket money. They just got too expensive. I mean, I'm a non-profit dude. I don't get paid for this. But I bought the cheap ones, and that was a mistake because you get what you pay for. And they just didn't last. And that will walk in a run. So Tyler Wood will come in to score on the walk. Carr will go to third. Hammond will go to second. And McDonald will go to first. Now Josh Bankert due up. Bankert today has walked and scored in the first, reached on an error and scored in the third, and reached on an error and scored in the third because he got up twice in the third. They've had some big, long innings here Mill River has this afternoon. Yeah, and the only, that's going to be out of play. Yeah, these are long ball games, these kind of games there. I just want to be home by 10 so I can watch Food Network, watch Chopped at 10. I got a chance still. It's only like 6:30 right now, but we're in the 4th. If MSJ doesn't accumulate runs after the 5th, I just can't believe that this wouldn't be a mercy rule game, but we'll wait and see. And that could be playable. Got it. Gilbert into that bright sunshine. Throws coming home, and nope. He will be safe. That'll become a sacrifice fly, and the run will score. That's going to be the 4th run this inning, which would make it 20-1, right? 16 and 4 is 20, yeah. And Zach Fuller due up. He has singled and scored in the first. He also drove in 2 runs that inning. He's reached on an error and scored in the third, and he flied out to center field to Adam de Blasio. Now, if this is Zach Fuller, because he might be Coach McDonald might be plugging people in and out here. Yeah, it's got to be a different batter because the umpire is doing his bookwork. When the umpire takes his little diary out, that means we got a new batter up. This must be Bletz because there's nobody else left on the bench to come up and hit. We'll have to wait and see if I can see his jersey number. That will be off the glove, a patch, and the runners will move up to second and third. So Mill River, like I said, they've had a lot of big, they've sent 11 men to the plate, 12 men to the plate, and they're working on an 8-man to the plate right now. So they've had big, the only inning they got shut down was the second. They had a 1-2-3 inning. And that was it. That's a good hit. And it's going to be past Stratton, and at least 1 run coming in. And they're going to send the runner home, and he will score easily. As again, Ryan Hammond and James McDonald scoring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 runs this inning, 22-1 Mill River. And I still didn't get the jersey number. Yes, that was Mr. Bletz that hit right there. So that's everybody. Everybody's played for Mill River. Everybody's swung the bat. Everybody's been involved. And that's a wild pitch on Garbatelli. Can't pick on Patch that time. That's definitely a wild pitch by Garbatelli. As Bletz will head down to second base, and this is Josh Maneri up. And this is also the 9th batter. So again, another big inning here. At least it's not freezing cold. There's a lot of early spring games where you're just so cold and chilly out. And then you've got these long dances like this. But that was kind of, I'm looking at it from a baseball perspective. That was a real funky delivery on that pitch. And then it was a late stab to the ball by the catcher. They make a good couple. They go well together. Garbatelli to the plate with the pitch. Got it. Blew the fastball by him. On deck, should be Mr. Mesha coming up again. From the full windup, That's going to be out of play. That is on to River Street. So he got a good chunk of that one and cranked it down the third baseline over the fence and on to River Street. So Maneri staying alive with that foul ball. Well, back to the drawing board for MSJ. Again, you can't get over technical. You can't be fancy. With a group like this, you've just got to pound the fundamentals. The simple, basic situational baseball, but the actual, get your butt down. You know, field the ball, secure the ball, step to the throw. You know, all the real basic stuff, man. Messier will double clutch throw, and I'm looking for the ball. No, Sanborn stopped it, but the runner will be safe. And so ending up at third base was Fuller. At first base is Maneri, and now MSJ should be up. He started this inning off with a single, and he scored. So first and third for Mill River. That's off the shin guard of the catcher, and for some reason the runner didn't go home from third, but the runner did go from first to second. So Maneri ends up at second base. You know, I've lost track of how many outs. There's one, there's one out. That is it. Sanborn started the inning. I think he threw three pitches, and then he was replaced by Garbitelli. That pitch stayed high, never brought it down, and that'll be obviously a ball. So Garbitelli stepping to the rubber, waiting for the sign from Patch, and the pitch on the way. That'll be a ball. That will juice the bases. They'll be loaded. And that will bring up the top of the order Mr. Goyette again, and he has just been a very productive leadoff batter here. He has scored 3 runs today. And man, has he got the table set now. Bases juiced, 1 out. I think the outfield's playing relatively shallow, but they're going to try to score, and they will. There'll be no doubt about it. Standing up will be Bletz. He will score. Runners move up to second and third. Let me see, who did I lose track of? So Maneri went to third. MSJ went to second. And there's this. Okay, got the score. And they are going to hold the runners. On my book, it's a mess, man. 7 runs in this inning. 23-1, Mill River. Well, I don't care how many Sportscasters of the Year's awards you win. This is a tough one to make sound exciting. That pitch started inside, stayed inside, and Garbitelli tickling the corners, but at this point he's just got to stop finessing it over and fire the ball. And that will be a little chin music, and that will reload the bases. Actually, I'm not going to miss Chop tonight. I'm too far ahead of myself. This is only Monday night. It's not Tuesday night. Drop my glasses. There we go. Bases loaded for Tyler Wood. He scored 3 runs today also. Bizon coming out to talk to Garbitelli. I don't know if they're talking about baseball or just where they're going to eat after the game, but it's a long conversation. Now Patch is going to make his way out just in time for the meeting to break up. Now, I can't really imagine in baseball terminology what's taking this long. It doesn't take a long time to say, just throw strikes. So we break the meeting up. Actually, they adjourned it themselves. Now, I love taping baseball and softball, but this is a hard one to sell. That's going to be trouble. That's going to drop in for a base hit, 1 run, and they're going to hold Mesha. So they're going to hold the runners. I got a feeling they could have scored a couple more there, but. So Maneri scores. Mesha ends up at third. At second base is Goyette. First base is Wood. He got an RBI out of that single. And Joey Beeland due up, but will it be Carr hitting it for him? That looks like Beeland. Remember, Carr hit earlier in his spot. It was earlier this inning, which is about almost an hour ago. Garbitelli knocked down by the line. Tribal flip it to patch, and everybody's safe. Oh. Okay, so now Mesha scores. The third base is Goyette. The second base is Wood. The first base with a fielder's choice is Beeland. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 runs this inning. 25-1. Ryan Hammond up. And that is going to be foul ball. That was close, but it was a foul. They'll retrieve it. They'll send the runner back, or the hitter back, actually. All the runners will go back. As the sun has come out here on St. Peter's Field. This will be home to American Legion Baseball, Post 31 and Munger Vision. And I'll tell you what, yeah, Hammond, somebody from the dugout said that's a little high, Ryan. And I'll tell you what, if this was a close ball game, they wouldn't be saying it in such a easy, relaxed manner to him. Especially being a catcher, my man. You gotta know this. You know the strike zone. That's around your eyeballs. You've got to know better than swing at that stuff. Garbitelli, little curveball, keeps his feet, scoops it over to first. They'll get the second out, and the run does score. Runners at second and third now. So that was Goyette that scored for the 4th time today. Wood going to third, Beeland going to second, and Hammond making the second out. And now bring up James McDonald, the left-handed hitting first baseman. I get to see McDonald play in basketball. He split between JV and varsity this year. And a very athletic young man. So he gets set here, obviously batting from the left side. And that'll be off from the... Again, they could have scored if they wanted to on that pitch. But also, it's 26-1. And Garbitelli came on in relief of Sanborn, who started for MSJ. And that is not going to be caught. It's going to be out of play. They'll throw out a new ball to Garbitelli. He'll rough it up, and we'll try to get to the bottom of the 4th here. As Bankert on deck for Mill River. As they wait for the umpire, as he got the ball tossed back to him. Garbitelli to the windup, the pitch. Just missed. The umpire, I could clearly hear this time, said ball inside. 2 balls and 1 strike, 2 down. I believe 10 runs are in this inning, 26 for the ball game. As Mill River and MSJ. And McDonald will crank that one up, and will it be caught? They're saying fair ball, and tell you, I just don't know what to say. To be honest, it looked like a pretty routine fly ball. So Wood will score. For Mill River. McDonald will get an RBI out of that. Now Bankert up. Runners at the corners. And Garbitelli, a little restless on the mound right now. He has thrown a ball game's worth of pitches in 1 inning of relief. That's a base hit. That's just a good base hit. And good job by de Blasio getting there and cutting the ball off. The run will score. That's an RBI. Driving in B-Land, McDonald will go to second, and Bankert will be at first base. And again, he's had a big day at the plate, Bankert has. As Fuller coming up, he is 9, and 9 is 18. He is the 17th batter to come to the plate. Now, that's not bad. It's not good. But last year, when I did the West Felton Proctor Boys varsity game, I used 3 columns for 1 inning. I can't remember. It was an astronomical number of people that came to the plate. This is getting close to it. Foul ball for a strike. Yeah, and I got to recount 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 runs this inning for a 28-1 score. Mill River, make no doubt about it. They're in control of the game. Garbatelli going to work. That one slipped out of his hand. And the runners will move up. They're very gradual about it, but they will move up. And again, I'm not really sure why you would mess around with different pitches when you're struggling this bad. Just throw the ball over the plate. You don't need signs. You don't need change-ups, curveballs, sliders. Just throw the ball over the plate. Just good old-fashioned two-seam throw it. And it'll be in the dirt for a ball. So on a game that started on a Monday, we're easing into Thursday now. No, I'm just joking. I think I am. I know we're getting close to the end of the tape. That could be the final out of the inning. To throw to first. Got him. That's the inning, but it's a big one. I believe 12 runs came in that inning for Mill River. They've got the commanding lead, 28-1. Josh Bankert is the new pitcher for Mill River as Beeland went 3 innings as we're in the bottom of the 4th. He cannot lose the ball game. Bankert with a strike. Remember, Bankert started off playing third base. He'll step onto the mound now. Bletz has gone into play center field. I'm not trying to pick up any more changes. Got a new catcher because Ryan Hammond's now the right fielder. I do not know who is catching. I will work on it. I can tell you at the plate, though, Joe Stratton and Adam de Blasio, then Ian Patch do up for MSJ. Thomas Briere is still their substitute player. I haven't seen him come to the ball game yet. As again, it's 28-1. Mill River would lead MSJ, picking up that 1 run back in the 1st. Some big innings by Mill River. Good pop on that pitch for a strike. As Stratton will swing through it. Stratton has walked. That was his only time up. So he officially doesn't have any at-bats yet. And that just missed a tad bit below the knee. Bankert, like a lot of relief pitchers in high school level, not taking a lot of time between pitches, not really pacing himself. And nowhere near as bad a pitch as Stratton made it look like, but it was a ball. And now de Blasio up. He struck out back in the 1st. That his only plate appearance. We have had a couple batters hit by pitches today, but we've had no double plays. Table set now to turn a double play. And that'll be high. And you can see Bankert right there is all about just balance. He fell off the mound and his front foot went to first base, his lead foot. And that's why the pitch sailed so high on him. Step to the plate, follow through it, I'll bring the ball down. Just like that. Balance, all about balance. He has balance that time. Evens the count out at 1 ball, 1 strike. Oh, you go to that website, PEGTV.com. You can click anything you want. You stay on the home page, look at everything. You can click on the CIPs, or I guess they call them VIPs down. You can read about everybody doing shows on Channel 15. You can click video on demand. Stratton, for some reason, elected not to run on the wild pitch. He'll stay over at first base. And so, Bankert trying to cruise along here in the fourth. He's got to run around first with nobody out. Paying a lot of attention to the runner at first. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be an issue. Well, other guy, if Stratton didn't run on that last wild pitch, it got away from the catcher. And he's got a very conservative lead door there. I'd bear down and worry about that batter. Take care of the out myself. The umpire with a high strike call. I'm a little surprised. I knew it would be a sparse crowd, but I thought the Mill River fans would come. Of course, they got split duty today with the girls team playing at home. And that's back-to-back walks now by Bankert. Now, I know you're thinking, what does it matter? It's 28-1. Well, I'm hungry. I want to get this game over with, go home and eat. Ian Patchup, he has struck out. That's his only time at the plate. That was in the second inning. I tell you, I always say to you, no lead is insurmountable, but this would be the greatest comeback. MSJ Riley's here. Oh, there's a strike. Patch lucky not to step out of the box and get set. He just stayed right in there and waited for the next pitch to come. And Bankert paying a lot of attention to those base runners. And that's going to be beat foul down the first baseline. So 0-2 the count on Ian Patch with Bill Gilbert on deck for MSJ. But it's sunny afternoon that has seen the spring sports season kick off in high school season. He'll punch him out on 3 pitches. That becomes the first out of the inning and the first strikeout for Josh Bankert, who came on in relief of Joe Beeland. Now Gilbert up. He struck out in the second. Actually, that second inning, Patch, Gilbert, and Loveland all went down on strikeouts as Beeland struck out the side in the second. And there's a strike at the knee. Nice pitch by Josh Bankert. Beeland left with 6 strikeouts in the ballgame. He pitched 3 full innings before giving way to Bankert. And there's the 5th consecutive strike thrown by Bankert. He walked the first 2 batters he faced. Now he seems to be developing a rhythm. And that will be back-to-back strikeouts. So after walking 2, he has struck out 2. And Loveland coming up now. Oh, they picked him off, and you missed it because I was looking at my book. So that's the inning. We'll go to the 5th, 28-1, Mill River. The 5th, Josh Maneri will start things off for Mill River. There's Garbatelli coming back out. Started his second inning of work, and that is ripped foul. Oh, you can see the error out there being made. Oh, that's Mr. Messier out there. Yeah, he bobbled it. It's not national television. It's even worse. It's local television, so you'll get an error on the play. Garbatelli wants a new ball, and Patch said, "The heck with catching it." Oh, I knew when he threw the ball in, it wasn't going to be caught. Oh. And that will be to the backstop for a ball. I'll tell you, one thing they got to do with the catcher is make him realize he's working harder by not blocking the ball or stopping the ball or catching the ball or sliding out the ball. He'll be making himself big behind the plate. He's putting more miles on chasing the ball down instead of just catching it or knocking it down. Swing and a miss by Maneri. And I'll have to wait and see if it's going to be MSJ or Adi coming up to bat in the number 9 spot. Garbatelli looking for a little less work this inning. That'll be fouled back by Maneri. A 7-run first by Mill River really kind of set the tone. A 9-run third cemented the game. And then a 12-run fourth just blew it away. And Garbatelli trying to stretch the zone. Will get the ball back, race to the mound, get on the rubber, and get set to go. Matt Sanborn started the game on the mound for MSJ. Actually pitched very effectively. Just had a lot of errors committed behind him. Tell you, that really wasn't a bad pitch by Garbatelli. That was definitely a ball, but as far as like pitching location philosophy and teasing the batter, that was the best pitch he threw all day. So Maneri stepping in there in the top of the 5th from St. Peter's Field on Munger Vision. That should be caught. I don't think it will be. He got it. All right, you got a late start on it. He's battling the sun out there, and that will be out number 1 as Gilbert will make the grab in left field. I tell you, I've written so much in the book today, my pen went dry, and it was a brand new pen. That's a lot of writing. Congratulations to the Red Sox for their come-from-behind win over CC Sabathia and the New York Yankees. And I can say that because we're on the web. We're all through the entire world on the web. PEGTV is, and who knows, the Red Sox might actually watch some of this local sports. They gotta get a life if they are, but hey. Oh, that one just missed. There's Garbatelli just tickling outside the strike zone with those pitches. This looks like MSJ at the plate, but I'm not sure of that. Actually, I think that's number 3. I think that's Adi. Remember, Adi started the game. Yeah, it is Adi, number 3. Yeah, as the DH, and then they let MSJ, who he was DHing for, take some swings. That's a 1 down, nobody on base for Mill River. I haven't been able to say that a lot today. MSJ did have a 1-2-3 defensive 3rd inning. Messier looking like Brooks Robinson. Got him. Nice play by Messier. His dad couldn't make the play out in the stands, but Matt did right there. Nice job. For the 2nd out of the 5th inning on a 5-3 ground out. Top of the order, Alex Goyette up. He has scored 4 times today. Goyette has. He's got 3 singles also. Reached on an error and walked. He's been on base every time he's been at the plate. There's a strike. He peppered the outside corner this time with the fastball. Tyler Wood on deck. Garbatelli trying to retire Goyette for the first time today. He'll jam him inside, and he's got an 0-2 count. All in the pitcher's favor right now, that count is. See what Garbatelli chooses to throw here. So in a 28-1 ball game, Garbatelli looking for the 2nd 1-2-3 inning of the evening for MSJ. That one's a tad bit high as he tried to elevate the pitch up out of the strike zone again to chase it. So Garbatelli chasing down the throw back from the catcher, and he's all set now with the ball. And this could be it. It's coming down to 2nd. He's got a chance. He's got a chance. Nope. So for the 5th time today, Alex Goyette will be on base. Tyler Wood up now. He's scored 4 times today. 2 outs right now for Mill River. And the MSJ defense playing pretty much straight away. A little bit shallow, I think, but they're playing straight away. And Garbatelli with a long look over to first base. Comes to set. He is coming to the plate. That's pulled foul down the third baseline. So Wood able to get around on that inside pitch and pull it foul. Strike one. He'll retrieve that foul ball. They'll chase it down now as I believe that was Mr. Messier again out there who overthrew the cutoff man, bringing the ball back into play. That's a couple miscues out there in the fan section of left field. Garbatelli to the backstop, and Goyette just exhausted from running the bases today, stayed at first on that wild pitch. Oh, he could have made it to second easily, but they held him up. So Tyler Wood, looking for something he can drive here. Jumped on that one, and could it be? Caught. It will be. Bizon will retire the side, and we'll go to the bottom of the fifth with Mill River up by a ton. James Lublin at the plate. Or I think it is. That's who I have down in my book. And Bankert on the mound. He came on relief Beelan in the fourth. Beelan went the first 3 innings, gave up the 1 run. Combined today, Mill River pitchers have struck out 8. That's a good strike call at the knee. Top of the order on deck, and Garbatelli. And Bankert, at full windup from the right side, will just overpower him with the fastball. Yeah, we had sprinkles at the start of the game, sunshine in between, and now we have an even color on the field from the dusk. That one just missed outside. Mill River going to get their season off with a win here over MSJ. The Mounties will be going back to the drawing board. Well, again, just balance that pitch. Look where Bankert just fell off, the rubber fell off the mound toward first base. Well, take your lead foot, man. That's where the ball's going to go. If you finish, look at that. Stepped right toward home base, followed through right over the top, and got a nice pitch out of the deal. Fouled off for a strike. Like I said many times before, Loyalty Day Parade coming up May 2nd, 2 o'clock, downtown Rutland. Even if you go to the parade, you'll be able to watch it on PEGTV Channel 15 all through the month of May and on the internet. And that will be a walk, so Josh Bankert will walk Lublin. And that will bring up Garbatelli, Messier, and Sanborn possibly as the Mounties. Again, looking for a furious rally here to get back into the ball game. But I'll be picking up Mill River girls softball action next time around. Got West Rutland softball coming up. Going to go over and do a Proctor West Rutland girls softball game. Got Mill River girls heading over to West Rutland, so we'll be able to get a lot of local teams in one shot because they're all playing each other. I gotta think long and hard about coming back down and doing an MSJ game. That's a shot off the glove, and you know what? I'm going to give a base hit. They got him out at second. Oh. Yeah. So they will get a base hit unofficially, and then the force out. So 1 out, runner at first, and Messier up. As they pick up the bat that was in play. And they get set now. So 1 out, 1 on. Messier scored the MSJ run back in the first inning. But that was when he was facing Beelan. He's now looking at Bankert. And that's going to be a good stop in the dirt by whoever is catching, because I've yet to see the young man's jersey number. It could be Beelan catching him. I don't know. I don't know how I'd feel about my starting pitcher going back there to catch and then keep throwing the ball back and forth. It's just like throwing more pitches. See, he turns like that, I just can't see his jersey number. I do not know who he is catching. And like I said, for some reason, I hope they change it during the season here at MSJ, but they aren't using the scoreboard. They're not using the PA system. They're not nothing. That's hit hard to third. There's going to be an error. And that's going to be Garpatelli chugging away. They're going to send him home, and no, they're going to hold him up. I don't know if he missed the base or what. So Mounties with runners at first and third for Matt Sanborn. I do believe this is the first time today MSJ's had multiple base runners on. That's Josh Bankert. Got the runner going, and he will be safe as Messier had a good jump and turned the afterburners on and got out to second. So Sanborn with one out has got the table set for a couple RBIs here. And it's been a long tape, a lot of tape. He's going to drive in those 2 runs. So he'll get an RBI single, a couple RBIs actually. So Sanborn will take second as, boy, Bill River, they're not going to be happy with that. You still have to execute. Hit the cutoff man, don't throw through, let the runner take the next base they did. In a tight ball game, you wouldn't want that to happen. Now bring up John Bezon now. So it's 28-3 with those 2 runs driven in. Bezon looking to drive in Sanborn. Again, we're in the 5th of what I think will be the final inning because of the mercy rule. At 28-3, it covers the 10-run rule, the 15-run rule, and actually surpasses the 21 rule. So I don't know, plus it's getting dark. So I really don't know why they would continue onward unless MSJ takes the lead here. Oh, going to be a late supper tonight. Yep. And Sanborn's played it very well for MSJ. And another base hit as that will find the gap. Yep. That's going to score the 4th run. Bezon going for 3, is he? No, he'll pull in with a double. All right. And at the plate is Johnny Bezon. Makes it 28-4 now as that lead's starting to get a little bit shrunken here. All good pitch by Bankert. As we're at the middle of the order with Stratton and then de Blasio due up, there is the 1 out for MSJ. And good fastball. Bankert just reared back and fired away. In the waning hours of the opening day of high school baseball. MSJ bats coming to life here in the 5th. A little bit too late, maybe. Oh, as he nibbled at it, but didn't get at the call, and that will make it a 1-2 count. So Stratton, with the good eye, will stay alive to face another pitch here. As the top of the order, making some noise for MSJ here in the 5th. Well, I'll tell you what, they could have picked him off. They just didn't throw the ball. Maneri was there. Bankert didn't make the throw. I think they would have had him by at least 2 steps. He had a big lead, and he kind of watched Bankert turn around and pretend to throw at him. Got him. 2nd out of the inning. He'll go down on strikes. Now Adam de Blasio up with the 2 outs as they have Goyette dancing around the base runner. That'll be high for a ball. De Blasio with a good eye there in that pitch. In center field today, de Blasio was solid. You know, he had some put outs, did a good job. Not once today, though, did I see anybody square to bunt. Nice grab by Goyette on the pickoff play. They had him before that. They didn't throw the ball. That time Bizon was wide awake on that play. I was just trying to save a little tape because I don't want to run out right at the end of the game, and I know I'm close. I know I'm real close. Swing and a miss for a strike. And the pitch from Bankert will be outside. Another good job laying off that by de Blasio. There are 2 outs. 28-4 Mill River. Bankert stepped off the rubber, wanted to count. Now he set the pitch. And that's, whoa. That's how I want to go home and eat by the umpire right there, because that was a high outside pitch. He gave him a strike call on it. So down to their final strike, MSJ got behind the 8 ball early, giving up the 7 runs in the first. That time Bankert overthrew the fastball. And a good job with 2 strikes, following the pitch off to stay alive. De Blasio being a tough out here in the 5th. And Bankert, indecisive, will spin, and yeah, that's what they call it. I'm waiting too. Yeah, he boxed him over to third base. That is, I lost track, that's 3 or 4 boxes today combined by the 2 teams, but the runner will go to third with 2 down. I believe they said full count on de Blasio. And that is ball 4. So MSJ with another runner on. Runners at the corners now for Ian Patch. In the darkness, they'll throw to first, and back safe will be de Blasio. With the pitch, swung on and missed for a strike. Bankert to the plate, strike 2. The ball game just missed inside. Again, Patch reluctant today to take a lot of swings, a lot of cuts and at bats. That's going to be the ball game. So a 28-4 win for Mill River. And if it's not official, I'll wait and hang around, but I do believe that is the contest. I mean, my gosh, that's 5 innings of at bats, and they're down 28-4. But again, opening day, a lot of promise on the Mill River side, and a lot of work to be done on the MSJ side, and it is official as the teams line up for the handshakes. Get out there, support your student athletes.